I just wanted to play video games.
All right, guys, just another quick little video I wanted to share. Let's get into this. So rumors have it, and I think that these are pretty much confirmed, that Marvel is killing off Mahershala, I'm sorry, I'm butchering his name, Mahershala Ali's Blade film. And there's some butthurt online about this. So, like, what's the story? What's the deal with that? Well, here's what we know about the cancellation. It's basically a rumor right now. So, like, this is like something that we can't 100% confirm. But industry insider Jeff Snyder, known for reliable scoops via The Insnider, appeared on the Hot Mic podcast and stated that the standalone Blade movie is dead. He described it as a rumor based on his sources, but was definitive enough to shock co-host John Rocha. Snyder clarified it's not officially confirmed by Marvel, but the project was reportedly shifted away from a solo origin story. Instead, the plan is to introduce Mahershala Ali's version of Blade in a Midnight Suns team-up film. This supernatural ensemble would likely include characters like Doctor Strange, Moon Knight, Ghost Rider, and others that have already been teased in the MCU. So we're not going to get our Blade movie, and that's fine by me. I think that was a big ask for Marvel to do. And what I'm going to try to do today, first of all, not shocked at all. I actually would be surprised if Midnight Suns ends up going through. I know there is like a game, so they're probably going to trying to do a tie-in or something. But what I expect is that a Blade movie would be a gigantic flop anyway because of what it has to compete with, which is the original Blade. And the original Blade is a movie that is special for a number of reasons, and Mahershala Ali cannot possibly replace Wesley Snipes because there is only one Blade, and there's ever only going to be one Blade.
Where do you get that little beauty?
That's Punisher's 18-4.
Which Punisher? There's been like 5 of them.
There's only been one Blade. There's only ever going to be one Blade.
As Wesley has said. But, you know, this doesn't stop the people on X from being butthurt about it. So I have here a tweet from Imran Hossein that says, Marvel just canceled Blade after years of hype and development hell. Mahershala Ali deserved better. This proves they're scared of strong black leads without team-up crutches. MCU is officially prioritizing safe flops over bold stories. Hashtag Blade canceled. Hashtag MCU. I mean, aren't they coming out with a Wonder Man film soon where they replace Simon Williams, who was a white guy in the comics, with a black dude? And I mean, I'm pretty sure that movie's that show, it's a show on Disney Plus, is probably gonna be a fantastic failure. It's actually built on lampooning the very idea of recasting people. This is them doubling down, by the way, but that's Wonder Man, that's another video. I want to talk about Blade, though. So Blade is like one of my all-time favorite Marvel movies, even though it's not an MCU movie. It was sort of before that, well before that, in fact. But it is a special film, and there's a number of reasons for it. Number one is that Wesley Snipes, the guy who starred in the movie, is actually a very pro martial arts guy. He's all about promoting action and good action in film, and at that time we all know that Wesley Snipes is actually a well-trained martial artist. He is an accomplished real-life martial artist with decades of dedicated training. He has a 5th degree black belt in Shotokan Karate, a 2nd degree black belt in Hapkido. Beyond these core skills, he is trained in a wide variety of other styles, including capoeira, kung fu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, kickboxing, and elements of taekwondo, wushu, and more. So he has an extensive background that has directly influenced all of his roles, like when he was in Demolition Man or when he was in Passenger 57, Always Bet on Black, and Blade on top of all that. So this is a guy who trained in martial arts to do martial arts action films. Mahershala Ali does not do martial arts. So even if you get your Blade movie, he's not going to be impressive in it. I'm sorry. I've seen what happens when they take non-martial artists, or at least guys that are not willing to do some work and train, and then put them in martial arts projects. It just doesn't work. You can compensate to a degree with really good choreography. For example, in The Matrix, right? But I think even those guys like Keanu Reeves and Lawrence Fishburne and Carrie Ann Moss, they did some work to, like, you know, at least make the fighting look convincing. But if you watch The Matrix now, some of the stuff is a bit floaty and weird, but it's still fine. Like, I like The Matrix. But Blade, that was like very serious, very kinetic. If you watch the original Blade movie in particular, the martial arts was one of the key central focuses of the film's action. It was like the main one. And Wesley Snipes is such a fan of that, is that when, and maybe some of you guys that aren't old heads like me probably won't remember this, but when the original Blade movie was coming out, he released a special on television that was like an hour and a half long. That's sort of a tie-in to promote the Blade film, but also to promote martial arts in general. And it was called Masters of the Martial Arts, featuring or by Wesley Snipes, something like that. Here, I have a little bit of it on YouTube. You can watch the full thing, and it's pretty cool. Here, let me play a little bit for you guys.
The Masters of the Martial Arts. Masters, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome D.C. Curry.
Thank you very much. Thank you. It's a tremendous honor for me to be part of this unbelievable gathering of the greatest martial arts masters of the 20th century. But I have to be honest with you, when I first got the call to do this show, I hesitated for a minute. Do I really want to be up here trying to make a group of people laugh when virtually every person in the audience can kick my butt?
So there you have it. You have Chris Rock. You have all these stuntmen and professional choreographers. They all came together to do this feature. And I think it's really great because I think that real action, especially these days in the world of CGI and AI and stuff, it's so like rare to find to something that is, you know, authentic like that. I'm not going to play the whole thing, but I'll include a link to this in the description. I think you guys should check it out. It's pretty cool. You'll also notice a lot of the people that are featured in here were actually in the Blade movie. They played some of the roles of, you know, like the foes that Blade had to fight against, like vampires and stuff. So I would check that out. So the original Blade film was a passion project. It was a film that they wanted to make, directed by Stephen Norrington and written by David S. Goyer, who wrote a lot of the superhero movies and action movies of the time. And it starred Wesley Snipes. And basically they wanted to treat it as explicitly a Marvel superhero movie first and foremost. So like that was one of the things that made it great. Peter Frankfurt emphasized, quote, "We never saw this as a vampire movie. We always saw this as a Marvel superhero movie that was just its own thing. Like, it had vampires in it. They knew it would be R-rated, packed with heavy martial arts, a lot of violence, but that was necessary to, like, drive home the threat, to make the stakes look, you know, as high as they are supposed to be, considering it's about vampires." Wesley Snipes pushed for a franchise black action hero. So he wanted, you know, obviously to have a black character, and it was sort of like a vampire Batman for the hood is how he described it, blending street level grit with supernatural elements. He infused the story with classic tragedy, including elements from Lear, King Lear, or Hamlet to heighten emotional drama, and drew from his martial arts background to make Blade physically dominant, a no-nonsense protector of humanity. And one of the things that I always point out with Blade that makes it very special is it is one of the rare films that has black protagonists and black supporting characters in it that has nothing to do with being black. And I'm serious. Watch the film. There is no oppression narrative. There's no struggle. There's no racist white people. There's vampires, and then there's humans. And yeah, there are some humans that are, you know, bastards, like the cop or whatever. But for the most part, you have a very straightforward good and evil story. Whistler is like a father figure and one of my favorite characters. And then you have obviously like Stephen Dorff as the villain. Frost, and he's great in that. I mean, the whole thing is great. And again, it plays it so straight, and I don't think that you get that anymore. I think that was probably one of the last, if not the last film of its kind that could have a black protagonist where the blackness is irrelevant. And it's just like a detail. It's just like a thing that you don't notice. In fact, I would say Blade 2, just as an aside, Guillermo del Toro, who directed Blade 2, he did try to infuse some of that, you know, racial tension stuff in there. And I was annoyed by that because I didn't think we needed it. I mean, it's enough that Blade is like a daywalker vampire. Him being black is kind of a silly thing to get hung up on. But anyway, so yeah, Mahershala Ali's movie is probably going to get canceled. People are upset, but frankly, I think it's for the better because there's no way that if that movie comes out, it's going to match what Wesley Snipes and his team put together. And plus, the Deadpool and Wolverine film with the Blade, you know, character in it sort of drove that home because there was so much excitement about seeing Wesley Snipes return to the role, even if it was just for, you know, a small period of time, in a way, in a situation that's a little bit irrelevant because there are no vampires, but still, it was awesome to see him. So anyway, let me know what you guys think about this. Did you ever see the original Blade? What do you think about the original Blade, or even the Blade trilogy? There were 3 movies. I liked them all. I mean, they got weaker over time. I think the original Blade is overall the best. And definitely the third one is the weakest by far, but still I could watch it compared to especially the slop that we're getting these days. So let me know what you guys think about that. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Thanks for tuning in. Long live Vivian.
I just wanted to play video games.